Hey, what's up? I am Metal Horror Gamer, and I love horror movies, and I think it's time to take my love of the genre and share what I think about a specific horror movie of my choosing. So let's get started with Crimson Peak. Disclaimer: there will be some spoilers, and when I watch a horror movie, I don't look at reviews or anything about the film before or after. I like to go in fresh. So how I feel about a film after it's over is all my feelings, my own gut reaction. Okay, after seeing those trailers, I think this should be at least a decent horror film. I'm hoping. So let me go check it out and I'll be right back with you. What the fuck was that? What was that? Guillermo del Toro, what was that? What were you thinking when you directed, produced, and wrote this fucking film? I shall be the first one here to say I think he is an overrated horror director. I mean, I know he's done other stuff besides horror, but whenever it comes to horror, I see people talk about him like he's like the greatest. And I have never seen anything in the horror genre that has ever been really good. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. And this movie is just another notch on the list where I think he is overrated. It's not a horror movie. And let that be the key word, not. It's just not a horror movie. There's nothing horror about it. But wait a minute. The trailer looks scary. There was a bunch of gothic scenery. There's like a dark mansion. Isn't that scary? Well, that can be if it's used right. But here it is not. Here it just seems like it's there just for a creepy setting. And I over exaggerate the word creepy because creepy is, it doesn't happen in this movie. Even the mansion that they go to is not really creepy. There's something really lacking about the atmosphere in this film. And when I saw the trailer, I thought this film was going to be very atmospheric. And you don't get that. I mean, maybe if you don't know anything about atmosphere in movies, you may think it. But once you've watched so many horror movies, you know how atmosphere should be. This movie doesn't have it. It just doesn't. There's nothing in it that really makes you feel on edge, tense. Nothing about it. But wait a minute. I saw ghosts in the trailer, so it's gotta be scary. I saw ghosts. The ghosts here are pathetic. Del Toro adds one of the most cliche things you can do with ghosts in your film. He made them a fucking warning sign. I hate this when horror movies do this. I cannot stand it when you make a movie and you market it as like it's gonna be a lot of ghosts in this film, and the ghosts are just there to warn the protagonist. They're not even the antagonists. They're just there for nothing. They're just there to move the plots along, and they hardly come out. It shows like 3 or 4 scenes of them, and they're very spread apart. I mean, it's almost to the point where when they come out, it feels out of place. It's like, what the fuck are these things doing in here? They don't have a place in this film. They don't fit. It's terrible. I don't see why he even added them in here. And they look stupid to begin with. Oh man, the girls being scared over this is scary to you? Get the fuck out of there. They're slow as fuck. You can't outrun these stupid things. And they don't even put up much of a chase. Like, they show them like she looks back, she keeps running, looks back, she keeps running, and then they're gone. I mean, and they don't even like pop up anywhere else. They're just gone. They're useless to this film. There's no point them being in there. And I've seen people say, hey, okay, I'll give you, it's not horror, but at least we can all agree it's a good ghost/haunted house film. And I say, no, it's not even that. It's not really a good ghost film when you only show them like 3 or 4 times and they don't do nothing. It's not a good haunted house film because the whole time you watch it, the house never feels haunted. The main threat you're looking at is not the house, is not the ghost. It's one of the other characters in the fucking movie. It's not even those 2 things. You can't even call it that. It's not a horror movie. It's not a ghost movie. It's not a fucking haunted house movie. It just doesn't do any. It misses all the marks. You think, well, at least it has the atmosphere. It doesn't even have the atmosphere. It's completely lacking, and I don't know why. It has the right scenery. The mansion looks dark. It's it's windy, but something about it just does not connect. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look. I don't know how to explain it. It's something's wrong with it. It's off. But I will give you the acting is okay. It's okay. I mean, it's nothing really extraordinary about it, but it's nothing really bad about it. The acting doesn't hold the movie back. Well, for the most part, maybe some actors ham it up a little bit too much, But for the most part, the acting's well done. But the story is just so not well done. It is not told in any kind of good cohesive way. It just chugs along, and it's like, what are you trying to tell me in this film? What are you trying to show me? And it's just like, by the time you get to at the end, then you kind of put all the pieces of the obvious puzzle together. It's just like, oh, really? That's all you were trying to tell me? This is fucking lame, pathetic. Why'd you waste my time on this? I mean, that's all it really is. And it's just, it's frustrating to watch. It really, lighting's good, the setting is good, but the setting is, while it's good, the setting doesn't do what it's supposed to. Especially when it gets to the darker scenes, it doesn't feel scary atmosphere. It just feels, hey, it's dark. That's all we got. It doesn't do nothing. But I will say, Loki is smooth as fuck. Yeah, who's Loki? The main character. He's fucking, one of the main characters. I know his name is like Tom for real, but I'm going to call him Loki because that's what he is. He's smooth as fuck. I can see any girl fall for this dude in a matter of seconds. Like that. He's smooth. He really is smooth. I give him that. He's one of the better actors in this film. But again, that's not saying much because it's not really... Acting is not really the problem here. Everything else in the movie is the problem. Execution everywhere is wrong for a horror film. It's not horror. One of the few things that really shoves horror into your face is the death. You gotta have death. And this movie doesn't really have any. It has one major death, I guess. And it's pretty cool looking. But it's just, okay, it's one death. But then you never see any more death before or after that, like for a long time. And the only other death you see, a few death, is like at the ending. And it's like, okay, so when are you gonna try to scare me here? You haven't tried yet. Now look, I'm not saying a horror movie has to be scary to be good. I love horror movies from many time periods, from the 20s to now. I don't get scared of any horror movies. I've been watching them since I was a kid, and I don't get scared of them. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy them. It should still be fun to watch, and this movie is just not fun to watch. It's not even scary. It doesn't try to be scary. Or if it does, it's doing the worst possible job it can. It's terrible. Are those little cheapy looking ghosts supposed to scare me? It's supposed to scare anyone? That wouldn't scare a kid. Come on. It's not scary at all. It doesn't try... It never once tries to be a scary movie. And some people say, hey, it's like the Hammer films. It's trying to be all ghostly and atmospheric. And no, it doesn't even do that correctly. It does not. There's nothing hits home its mark here. It never does it. Something's always lacking in this movie. It just doesn't feel right. So let's just get it out in the open and tell you what the movie really is. What the movie should have been marketed as. It should have never been marketed as a horror movie. It should have been marketed as a gothic romance film. That's exactly... It's a love story, pretty much. And it is just all gothic. All romance. There's nothing horror in it. And that's why I think I'm so upset with it. If it was marketed that way, and if I would have saw it, I'd be like, okay, all right, that's pretty good. But no, it was marketed as a horror movie. So I have to judge it in horror aspects, and that's why it fails. It fails miserably. It's not a horror movie. I watched it. I was like, whoa, that's it? That's what you call a horror movie? Fuck off. Not horror. So I'm telling you right now, if you want a horror movie, skip this one. Don't watch it, because you won't really enjoy it. It's nothing really enjoyable about this film. Nothing fun about it. Nothing crazy about it. Nothing scary about it. And it's just nothing that interesting. If you like romance films and gothic imagery and love stories, then this is your film. You probably will enjoy it. You probably will like it. Because it does do it somewhat right in that aspect. Somewhat. But for the most part, this film is very average. I take pride in my horror movie Blu-ray collection. And this movie would never be in there. It's not a horror movie. I would never even buy it. It's not worth owning. If I tell you that much right now. It's not worth owning. So again, horror, skip it. Romance, then go watch it. I have been Metal Horror Gamer. I hope you enjoyed my brief review, and I will see you on my next horror film review. Stay safe out there.